I was hoping that there would be a list that would have every single Call of Duty gun on here, but that is fortunately not the case. So I guess we're just gonna have to make a video for each one of these that I wanted to go through, because I've seen people talk about, the COD games. I made a COD game breakdown earlier. So we're starting with Black Ops 2, probably because Black Ops 2 is one of my favorite games. And I guess we'll just go down the list here and just pick from these. So not any particular order. If I can remember all the names, it's been a while. And when we get to other games, I'm definitely not gonna remember all the names. So bear with me. So the AN-94 I think is the best automatic AR in the game. So just by that token, I'm going to give it the S. Like, as a automatic AR, it is the best. So we should put it now, as now it comes with every single gun in the game, I'll probably put an A tier, because there's some other ones I think that would just be absolutely godlike, but I do think it belongs in S. I do think it has its place here. This is BR23, is that what it was? I think, like I said, I can't remember all the names. I would say this is probably a B tier, A tier. It's probably going between this and the cap, to be honest, for best sidearm. I may later on swap this one. What made it good? It was a burst weapon, if you don't know. Burst, pretty good. The AN-94, the first two shots shoot faster than all the rest of them. That wasn't that big of a deal. You could feather it pretty good, but just rocking this thing with a silencer, quick draw, and stock just melted people. The ballista, I think I want to put the ballista at probably. Ballista was a little inconsistent for me, man. So I'm gonna put it at A tier. Compared to the Big Brother version, which I don't know what it is. Maybe just the Big Brother version just made me happier using. You know what I mean? Ballistic knife is. I mean, it is what it is. Like, you shoot a ballistic knife, it lets you run fast. I mean, I guess it's not the worst weapon in the game, right? It's not the worst. So we'll put it at C tier. It does have some perks. The Chicom, I actually think the Chicom was not that bad. And sometimes when I played with it on land, it was just melting people. But I also have like the same weird thing I did with the ballista with this weapon. It's kind of like, it feels inconsistent, I guess is the way to put it. At least for me. I think the crossbow was dog shit in this game. That's my personal opinion, and of course this video is my personal opinions of everything. But pre-patch, cap would be S tier. I do think the cap is maybe the best pistol in the game, but I'm still going to put it at B tier just because I don't think, comparatively to other games with some over-the-top secondaries, that they just overtake the whole game. Black Ops 2 probably has the most balanced. When I say balanced, I mean like competitive. Like, when you swap to the sidearm, you don't feel like, oh, well, I've lost the fight completely. You know what I mean? I think DSR is the S tier sniper in this game. I just like the way it feels. I think the Executioner is C tier, although you can get some good success with it. It's kind of just like a really weird, almost one-off weapon. Like, you might get 1 or 2 kills and it's gonna have like a pretty long reload. The FAL, before it was patched, would be S tier. I think it might be A tier still. You just don't really see it that much, man. I think, you know what, man, I might put the FAL in B tier, maybe. You just don't see it that much, honestly, to be honest with you. You notice down here I'm rendering too, so more videos coming out while I'm doing this. Ooh, doing double duty. The lock-on launcher is what it is. It's the lock-on launcher. I mean, I think it had a lot of rounds in it, so I guess we'll put it B tier. It's like, hey, this is it, this is pretty decent. The 5.7 I think is a pretty good B tier weapon, pistol. You know what? We'll put the secondaries at the back. That's what we'll do. We're talking about primaries. We'll put these up here. Secondaries will be towards the back. The hammer. Ooh. I'm gonna have to revisit this once I get to the other light machine guns. I think the hammer is pretty terrible. KSG is very good, but it's a slug. But the hammer, I think it did like a weird thing where it ramps up and it's in the amount of bullets it shoots. You know what I mean? Like not like ramps up. It ramps up fire rate. So the LSAT, I think, in this game was actually S tier for LMG. Does that mean it's the best? Like, does it belong up here? Like, if we're just talking about the very best guns in the game, no. But I'm gonna kind of put all these best of best up here. You know what I mean? Like, whatever is the best type, I'm gonna put it up there, in my opinion. Which I guess I should take one of these pistols, put it up here. But we'll just do it for primaries, okay? Sorry, I know I've already got myself all confused, but I don't remember the name of the shotgun. M2308, something like that. I do think it is B tier. I don't think it's just terrible. You can use it. You can get some access out of it. The M27, man, it just has so light damage. The damage is so very light on it. I'm gonna put it at B tier for auto rifles. It's not awful, and it doesn't have much recoil at all, but just compared to some of these other guns, it's just not as viable. The M8A1 is out of the guns we got so far is probably the best. I say that as competitive, in a competitive sense, you always saw it. You could one burst somebody with it. It's a 4-shot burst. Great fire rate because how long the cycle was. As soon as the cycle was over, you could pretty much fire another one. I think it's the MK48. Pretty sure MK48 was A tier in my opinion. It's not S tier, but it's A tier. The LSAT's still just better. MP7 is A tier. Pretty accurate. Can kill from far away. Good iron sights. Only second fiddle to the Big Daddy. MSMC. SMG, I have a lot of good times and a lot of good memories with this SMG. Most of these guns in this game, all of these so far in this list I used. Ballista, I was not KSG. Let's see. I think I've used every single gun in here a lot except maybe this shotgun and the KSG 2 shotguns. I did not use the hammer much. I have used all the other ones like quite a bit because I played Black Ops 2 a lot. I think this is the TAR. The TAR is not terrible, but it's kind of like right there with the M27 in a different way. Like something about it just doesn't. It's just kind of like running the mill, man. You know. Pre-patching PDW was God tier. I'm gonna put it in A tier. Even though after patch, anytime I go back and play it now, I don't feel like I can use this gun at all. Like at all. I feel like it's something's off about it now. It used to be so good. It had like a 50-round mag. It's kind of like the P90 of this era. And you put a silencer on it, had pretty good iron sights, and it actually killed people in like I think 3 bullets, even though the fire rate was kind of low. But I mean, it didn't move. And I do believe this is where things get a little controversial just in Call of Duty in general, is the Peacekeeper was I think, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure this was the first DLC weapon at all. So people were screaming pay to win. I think it was the first DLC weapon ever. And it was not great, but in my hands, I kind of liked it, and it keeps coming back, so I mean, I guess out of nostalgia, I almost put it as A. I kind of want to put it as B tier, but I'm going to put it as A. If I have PDW up here, I think the Peacekeeper is supposed to be like a AR SMG hybrid. And unfortunately, with most hybrids, things are either completely broken or just not that great. And I feel like the Peacekeeper was on the lower side of things, but not too extreme. It's kind of like running the mill, but I felt a little more attached to it. You know what I mean? I'm not sure what the name of this gun is. I don't think I hardly ever use this one. It shoots really fast. It's hard to control. It's gotta be better than the hammer though, right? I still think this gun is C tier. Whatever it was so terrible. Not terrible, but it's just like forgettable. You know, that's the worst, right? If you can't remember it, for being good or bad, it's kind of bad. Like, it's just kind of like, that's even, mediocrity is the worst, right? The Remington is the god tier shotgun in this game. It's the pump. It's so good. I think the RPG in this game is pretty duty. I don't think it did as much as it should have. So there's not much to talk about that as RPG as rocket launcher. You know, you get it. This is a semi-auto shotgun. I think it belongs right here with the other shotguns in the mid tier. I mean, I think it's better than this one, but small margins. Like, we're, you know, at this point, like, the shotguns are what they are. You had this, it shot 4 shots, boom, 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 and then you had to turn it and it had 4 more, and you had to reload the whole big chamber, which took a little bit. But pump shotgun with slugs, so they're just solid. You could snipe with them basically. This was full semi-auto. So now we get to the SCAR. I definitely do think the SCAR is right here with all the rest of these ARs. Just kind of mediocrity. Something about it, the handling of it just didn't feel great. I did use it a good bit, but I don't think it's enough to be A tier, which now that I look at it, I don't have any ARs in A tier, which is kind of sad. The Scorpion Evo, this thing dropped bullets, dude. People used to have the meme of, I'm getting cross-mapped by a Scorpion if someone had a really good shot. This thing would just dump freaking bullets like insanely quick. So let's see, I'll put it up here. We'll put ARs first, SMG second in the list. That's how we'll do this. I think the MP7 is a little bit better than the Scorpion, just overall in versatility. This is just my opinion, you know, like I've said several times already. But yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks, yeah, that's fine. We'll do it like that. ARs first. I think the FAL is probably the best out of all these weapons, and I think it actually goes down this tier the way I got it labeled. That one's pretty good too. SMGs are fine. That's good. I mean, basically when you get down here, it's like these are kind of like the worst guns in the game, right? Like, these are just, I mean, you got regular guns with like joke guns. Is this the Law? I think the Law was actually decent. It can lock on to vehicles and free fire, so it's kind of like it was a better RPG. It shot forward. I think the RPG did a little bit more damage, but for some reason it would go all wonky. So you got more consistency out of the Law. So that's why the Law is probably better than RPG in my mind. It's the best of both worlds, and honestly, it's a little bit better. I mean, you only get one shot, but you know, it's kind of trade-off. The SMR, I think, is, I don't think I could put anything in D tier that's not just dog shit, but this AR pretty much takes a cake, guys. Like, the SMR was just like, it's supposed to be a big, hefty version of the FAL, but for some reason was still just like a 2-shot kill, and it's just, I just did not like it at all. I hated this weapon. I think it was the only gun I did not get gold in the game. Which is saying something, because it's like, hey, you could have had diamond, right? Like, why did you not do it? And I couldn't bring myself to do it, man. It was that bad of a time I had with it. You could say, I will say this is all for like core and also like competitive playlists a little bit, but in with some of these guns, you could definitely make a consideration if you did play hardcore. If you played hardcore, the pistols are really good. They one-shot kill. My wife used to run around with the 5.7 all the time. Like, it didn't even matter. These semi-auto shotguns are super good in it. The Remington's still good in it, but these can kill more than one enemy. The M27 is super good. The TAR is pretty good. So it kind of like almost swaps a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, in hardcore, a lot of these guns are viable, and a lot of them are really good. Just like this next one. I think out of the semi-auto snipers, I'm honestly going to put this in second place. Not in second place, but in B tier, because I think it was the SVU semi-auto, but it doesn't kick much at all, and it felt pretty satisfying to use in a weird way. Like, even though you had to shoot 2 shots, or just pop, pop, the fire rate and the handling of it felt very good and tight. So I'm gonna put that as like a B tier, mid tier weapon. The SWAT, I actually think the SWAT is a tier assault rifle. If you don't have the M8A1, the SWAT does a lot of justice. The SWAT puts people down. A lot of people swapped it to full auto, but I think the burst was actually not that bad, and it may just been me, but personal feelings, I felt like the SWAT was very good, especially for like one of the very early rifles you had in the game. You're handy dandy when you didn't have a prestige token for your M8 if you liked using burst weapons. So now we get to the TAC 45. I think the TAC 45, in my personal opinion, was the hardest hitting, best pistol in the game. Now, it was very easily going to be the cap, but the cap got nerfed, and most time we swap to this, you only needed one shot anyway. That's the only reason I'm putting there. It has a very small mag, and it does kick pretty good, but personally speaking, the TAC hits hard, man. The TAC hits really hard. So, you know, if you were fighting multiple people and you came down, you had to swap to your sidearm, like, if you hit them with this, they're gonna die. But I guess in the same sense, hey, why can't I just use another gun that's gonna hit them also and they die? That's up to you. This is just my personal list. I think, and it's not like this is S tier, like way above all these guys, right? Like, that's not really what I'm saying. I'm saying these are just if I was going to pick a gun, these are the guns I'm going to pick. By no means is this just the best guns in the game. All these are shit, right? I just think these are just like run-of-the-mill, like good guns. Like B tier is by no means bad. A tier is just like, hey, these are good guns, and S tier is just like, these are the best out of these as well. It's just a little bit above A, you know what I mean? Like, no, I don't think any of these just shit on any of them, because MP7, I've seen people outgun MSMCs, Evos, I've seen them outgun this. Not too many on this front. Like, these are the best, by the way. But you know, the rest, people were probably gonna hate on me. Like, how'd you put the ballista down there and you got the DSR first? The ballista handles so much faster. That's personal opinions, you know what I mean? So that's just giving you a little bit at the end, a little disclaimer. So the top 25, I think I will also put in this tier. I'm not sure where I'd put it with them, but the top 95 kind of feels like it's just kind of lost where it is. It's a fully auto. Damage felt like it's kind of poopy. Irons are okay. Handling's kind of but you know, it is what it is. This gun, the MP7, has really good accuracy, but this gun's pretty rewarding to use too. And I see plenty of people use it to good use. The Vector is I used it and it doesn't hit as hard, but it's somehow I still did pretty good with it. It was another gun that was like rewarding to use, you know what I mean? It's like how you put the effort into it, you get stuff out of it. I think this is the XR. I hated this one. This last sniper. It was a slow semi-auto and it had a lot of recoil. It was a 2-shot. It might have been a 1-shot if you hit him like way up close to the neck. I think maybe it was. I think it was very strict. If I'm remembering correctly, I could be completely off my rocker here, but whatever that semi-auto was, I just didn't like it. I didn't have the feel for me, man. I don't know. I just didn't get the same sensation as I did as using the Ballista or the DSR. So we'll go through it just real quick tidbits. You know, M8A1 four round burst, super good competitive. You saw it almost every game in competitive. A94 sometimes competitive. Best full auto AR. MSMC was nearly every game. DSR was nearly every game. In search, you saw it at least some. The LSAT, it had I think there was more than one that had a target finder sight, which is just cheesy, but for some reason the LSAT just felt better. I don't know how to describe it. I don't remember why, because I don't use LMGs that much, but LSAT was definitely the thing. And also it like had blue bullets that came out of the reloading in. Something about it just kind of tickled my fancy, you know. Remington is God. Just pumping out the shells on people, one-shotting people all over. TAC, I think, is the best pistol. I've already said my piece about that. SWAT's a good early level weapon instead of the M8. MP7 you can use no matter what. It's just, I think MSMC is better. Evo, if you can keep your shots. Can outgun MSMC at certain ranges. Peacekeeper, if you're gonna use the Peacekeeper, just use the MSMC. You know what I mean? I think all three of these are interchangeable. This one's just kind of like a personal preference. This one is not that great anymore in my own eyes, but it used to be amazing. So just a little history lesson for you guys. Vector is somewhat rewarding to use. No, hardly any recoil. Pretty cool little looking gun. Ballista, I had mixed results with the Ballista, even though I probably hit the best clip I ever got on the game with the Ballista, with no aim assist, by the way. MK48, I like to troll with it and put on a smile reticule and just fuck people up with it. KSG, my buddy always used. FAO used to be broken, post-patch, pretty good, but it was no longer, I think they banned it competitive. It might be why I didn't see it anymore. Scar is decent, M27 is decent. A lot of these guns will be good in hardcore, like I said. Like, all these guns will be good in hardcore. TAR's okay. Chikum is kind of gimmicky. This might be like the SA18, so I can't remember the name. Semi-auto. Weird full auto-ish with rechambering. Kind of weird. Semi-auto. Only lock-on launcher, lock-on and free fire with one rocket. 5.7 has a ton of bullets. Single fire pistol, full auto pistol, burst pistol, semi-auto heavy sniper, semi-auto heavy rifle, fast firing LMG, ramping up LMG, shotgun pistol, and the rest speak for themselves. That was just how my thoughts on the Black Ops 2 guns. If you guys have any other ideas, or look forward to me covering these other videos, these other Call of Duties, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw all these up. Might as well. I'm in the mood. You know what I mean? I'm just kind of in the mood to talk today. Not so much gameplay. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you on the next video. Please leave a comment down what you guys thought the list was. Don't flame too hard, because Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is the GOAT, and there's no discussion about that. It's the best game, and you're wrong. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.